Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Test 1, 2, all right.
Radiant team pick.
All right, we got our night game scene on. We're wearing the same outfit as yesterday, but that's okay. I don't think anyone would tell.
I binded it up.
No, no. Binded it. Soul binded it up. You solar binded it up.
Button it up.
You said binded.
I said button.
Oh, we can check Dota TV replay.
You can.
We can check and we'll see. We'll see.
Found. You idiot.
All right, well, you wish I have found me.
Bind.
Now you want to say bind? Wow, okay.
Oh my
All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do this one shortly and then go. I have to let Dota.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, you know, honestly, better than some of the conversations we've had here. Ready to go? 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, and welcome back. The lower division, specifically, where we are watching a wonderful match between Gambit and HellRaisers. This is the only match today, as today is the lower division day. We get to celebrate all these new, oh, I didn't say new teams, not really true. Duke it out against today. We have the most veteran matchup.
We do. Well,
if you don't come funny.
yeah, which is like, it's hard to say because
I mean, all these guys were playing, by the way, at the same time I think that they were playing, so it's not the same level.
Speaking of these guys, who are these guys? Why, it's Gambit Esports and HellRaisers.
Yeah, just a second.
Well, yeah, this is actually a really important match as our draft on the way. We'll go ahead and switch to it because we're stuck in traffic for some more. Thank you guys for joining us. Week 4 now of our Eastern European road trip. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully you're enjoying the coverage. Week 4 is going to be a bit of barn burner here. We've got ourselves lots of key matchups here. Our first matchups, I think, generally speaking, are going to be the more quote-unquote exciting ones in terms of who's actually going to make it out of the lower division. Currently, we have Gambit Esports and HellRaisers. HellRaisers currently sitting 3-0, quite pretty in the groups, pretty I should say. They are 1 game behind Woodstrike, but this is Gambit's 4th game, so they could equalize here with a win. HellRaisers, they're currently sitting at 1-2. Everyone currently in the bottom 4 has a 1-3 record. So, with a win here, which would be a big win over Gambit as well, sorry, HellRaisers would be a big win for Gambit over HellRaisers, they could really set themselves apart at the rest and still continue to make a run at those top 2 slots.
But
yes, but
HellRaisers is one of the strong.
They are. That's what I think.
Top 2. So trying to beat them, especially with Gambit that's looked kind of weak in the past few weeks. It's not looking like the easiest games to make happen. And as we mentioned, a lot of veteran players here for HellRaisers. We probably know one of the big win. Nix. Oh, Nix back.
Nix is on. Oh, he's back.
Yeah,
okay, so the thing with Nix is
he's supposed to be gone.
Okay, here's how it works, because I remember this is a very kind of confusing paragraph, and I had to do additional research into it, because you're probably quoting the same, or your source is probably saying the VK, or whatever, it's the Telegram group for the HellRaisers CEO. Again, if you're not into how like team transfers and all the bureaucracy works, do get into it for the CIS region, East. They're very transparent. It's a really good look behind this. So I did a little bit more research, and because one of the paragraphs was really confusing when it got translated, because I don't speak Russian or Ukrainian or any language that's not English, basically, I'm very bad at it. And nothing really, barely even English. And so the reason I bring that up is because Nix is currently registered as one of their stand-ins. The stand-in rules are pretty particular, if that they can only play 3 games. I believe it is 3 games. I think that is what the HellRaisers CEO quoted as well in his post, which is what I'm going off of. Okay, well, you know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I could be misquoted. Either way, Nix is still on the roster. No, he's not actively on the
so he's just playing as a staff.
That's correct.
Probably until next season.
That's correct, but what's interesting here is I believe Nyx is a young player. Again, there's no bad blood between these guys, so don't read into this one too much other than what I'm about to say. The reason they ended up replacing him on the roster was because I believe it was Rezo or Lil is the shot caller normally for HellRaisers in game.
Yes, he wanted to be the
and I don't know if he wanted to, but either way, he tends to really just be active or whatever, right? So that was kind of conflicting, led to some, I don't know, bad calls.
Are you sure it was Rezo or Lil Vansworth?
I'm fairly certain it was Lil or Rezo, yes, not Vansworth, which also surprised me. Yes, definitely. So that surprised me the most. But if anything, I think if you were captain for a long time, to me, what that says is sometimes you just have to take a backseat. Right?
Oh yeah, Lil and Rezo both have personalities.
They do. They're very passionate.
Lil is very, very passionate. I would say that Rezo is much more of a strong personality, whereas Lil is definitely more passionate and hot-headed personality.
Yeah.
I can imagine them both being shot.
Which is nice to have in your position before as well, right?
And I can imagine that Nyx is a fourth player, especially if you're like something Rezo was just playing in the scene, literally long on my grab and alive. Then I think that you probably want to make the shots, right? Like,
yeah, you want to call shots.
Yeah, I want to say you don't want to leave that, which is quite the opposite of Gambit Esports, where I think right now it's Blizzy, but they have a $2.
Yeah,
because they have a person that's too experienced in fucking championship, does not like doing that because he used to play carry, so he's much quieter.
Yeah, he just wants to get his items, show up, farm, fight with teams.
Yeah, he'll communicate mostly with with this. We have a team, by the way, we have a draft. So
we do. I thought that was important to mention.
No, it was interesting
because who knows if it'll come up later on. You know, there's a lot of times where we as casters and I'm sure you as viewers will go, wonder what prompted that call, and maybe this time around.
And foremost of this one's ready, we'll have. So Mars Witch Doctor Morphling for HellRaisers, whereas Gambit go for Light. Seems like HellRaisers already looking for a more team-fight mid-game-oriented lineup, particularly obviously with the Mars Witch Doctor, and also the help of the more. Yeah, they have a lot of burst potential, great team fight. You're not too weak to the BKBs. That's something I really like. When you run a mid-game lineup, it's important to have heroes Mars, Doctor. Because these heroes actually deal with BKB well with their physical damage, and that way you're not completely dependent on, well, everyone's got BKB, our game is over, right? Which is what a lot of team fight lineups end up. And then this thing can vary, right? You can have heroes like Urshik or Shaman with 0 point stuns, sometimes it's a Lingo with a black hole. Anything that can pierce BKB Beastmaster is generally useful. And HellRaisers don't have the best BKB piercing disciples, they do have a Death Ward, which is...
they've just got a crap ton of damage, don't
yeah,
they?
exactly. Morphling as well.
Morphling and the Taker, especially, right? 500% guaranteed hit.
I keep
I know, me too, because for a while we used to see it all the time, and then we try and block that from our memories because the games were always very similar. It was like, oh, Mars,
if you watch the
very original, here it goes, you know.
My goodness, TNT would be like, alright guys, we're gonna do that for 70 minutes a game. Okay, all you're gonna play like other crap, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back, yeah?
What I loved more is people would just go, oh, TNT, they're gonna do it. Game 1, oh, they didn't do it, they did it, they lost. Okay, game 2, oh, there it is, first base, Shaker. But hey, that's part of the allure and the charm of the
You'd be casting those games, you'd be like, I want to lose. I don't hate TNT, but I want to lose so bad.
The thing is, that's frustrating is I don't forget what region I was listening to. Is they just make it look easy, right? A Morph Shaker back then was still really strong and probably 2 imbalance. The extra seconds in the enchant totem 5 times much needed to say the least.
No, it's much more balanced now. I don't think it's a win like it used to be.
But they did still make it look pretty easy. I mean, we give him credit for it, but also at the same time it's like, wow.
I mean, also Gabby's insane more.
He really is. Yeah,
other regions would do the same, like they're not as good as Gabby. That was the problem.
I think it was yesterday. Was it?
5 seconds remaining.
No, it was just Gunner Morphling.
This game, what they like.
Alright, yeah.
They carry here.
For draft.
Honestly, I don't know. You can't really pick Lifestealer.
Dire team pick.
No, it's a bit risky.
Yeah, that's the better pick.
I like that one a lot better.
It was just my idea, by the way. Just staying in lane, strong laner, good mid game, kind of that tempo. It's just that Lifestealer's very against Morphling, even though he's good against Mars. Rifty sucks him more against Mars, but he's much better against.
He is, and he's really good at tanking for salvo ultis that HellRaisers have here, specifically the Echo Slam, the Mars Arena Death Ward, right? He can tank all those just fine.
He's great in Steam Fight Life.
Yeah, so I think HellRaisers, what they need to do here, what they're looking for rather, is something a little bit less cooldown reliant. Morphling with the Shaker combo is not that cooldown reliant actually.
Not a late game.
Not a late game, absolutely. They need something for the mid game, I would say.
That's why DK was fantastic.
Agreed. DP even I think would have been really nice to have. Well,
yeah,
just something long duration.
Okay, not bad actually.
Yeah, I mean we should have seen this coming. It's such a popular hunter pick.
No,
the Tide Hunter.
Oh, that's him.
Is it? Okay, so this is a little different.
That is a Nyx special actually.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've passed this because it was Young G until now, but Nyx does like the difference. I mean, Nyx has a particular built pool of heroes.
That's why I was Young G and.
I mean, well, he wasn't Young G until that was.
Those are different players.
Yeah, they were playing with Young G until now.
That's why I got so confused.
No, they were playing with Young G until now.
I broke my ankles on myself.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah, so I haven't casted Nyx in his lower division. I do remember him. He's particularly known for like Bad Rider for Timbersaw. He likes lane dominating heroes. That's a particularly peculiar way of playing. I don't think that he's. He kind of reminds me of Eastern European Limp. Kind of similar to Limp.
A very niche reference. Oh, he is.
Isn't it like a well-known thing?
Yeah, I agree, but...
Actually, explain my reference then?
I think if you're just... I mean, probably just a little bit.
Okay, so the point that I'm making is that Lip is much more of a lane-dominating space grader that tries to make the enemy weaker rather than himself strong. He's more about the early mid-game, and then he kind of recovers to the late, always being sort of some utility, right? This is what Nyx does, right? Where there's some lane-dominating heroes or players, like, I don't know, Chris Luck is a good example of this, where they just fall off. get into the late game, they're like, whatever, Hector's gonna carry me, right? But in the case of Limp, he doesn't quite, and you always wonder, if you're fighting all the time, how are you even farming Limp? And Nyx is kind of the same, where his Bad Rider will dominate the early mid game, and you'll go into the late game, and you go, where did you get this farm from? I saw you fight 15 times. You have 10 deaths, Nyx, but he still has his farm, which is why I like him a lot. I think Nyx is a star.
All right. Well, I appreciate the explanation.
I'm also obviously a fan of Limp.
It sounds like it. By association, I think it's safe to go ahead and make that determination. Alrighty, let's take a look here as we do see Gambit rotate around 4 heroes top lane. The HellRaisers are going to dodge them by going bottom, so don't expect anything too fun here to kick off this or to kick off the game, rather. Oh, go ahead. One
point I wanted to make on the draft, by the way, particularly when we talked about the Wraith. Even though the Wraith King Morphling matchup is certainly better for Wraith King than it is Lifestealer. One of the issues with this matchup is that nowadays, where Morphlings very commonly build the stats build, so Manta style Scotty, Wraith King does suck against that build much more so than he sucks against than the E-Blade. Because against E-Blade, you shotgun him, he's back alive.
Of course.
What did I just do?
And then he crits you, Coddle, Chakra Magicus.
He crits you again. The Wraith Fire Blast.
Yeah, and then he crits you again, and then you're dead. Right. I totally see where you're coming from here. And let me just compel him on that point by saying, yeah, most of the times, and I think this game specifically, we should see. Oh, they're sending Morphling mid here, interestingly enough.
Oh, actually, that's quite smart.
It is.
Voice Spare is one of the worst matchups.
What was I going to say? Oh, this game, I would like to see him go for that stats build, like you mentioned, into the Ags, which is actually even more stats, 10 stats for each. Not bad whatsoever. We'll take those.
So usually the build when you go for that, what I've seen is like Manta style into Dragonlance into Ags. So you get Ags around your level 20 or level 18 to level 20, and then you build a Scotty right after. So you have both sustained damage and the immediate damage of the totem.
Yeah.
And you can still go for the E-Blade if you feel like the supports are a big deal, right? It's not impossible, but it's more of a late game option and a luxury rather than a core.
That's true, but you also do have your Earthshaker to try and help you out with these backline supports that are very annoying to your
exactly.
credit.
And you just have Ags, right, to murder them.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
it's if you need the last bit of damage that E-Blade might provide, particularly against the Earth Spirit because he tanks a lot.
Next top lane, Vansker with the body blocks, keeping Excess Vampire at bay. I mean, I totally agree with you, but I mean, I've been seeing way more Earthshaker these days. Just the shard. I mean, I was kind of a non-believer at first. I'm not gonna lie, but then
I put it in A tier. Actually.
I saw the light.
I put the shard in A tier and I regret it.
I do because you think it's S tier, right?
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. It's so strong.
I think it might be the best shard in the game.
I think it's up there.
Only second to Bloodseeker's shard, of course. But it is good.
I totally agree with you, and especially this game here, because before Morphling has his Ags, oh boy, they're fighting top lane, and actually it's going to be a big kill top for, they block Excess Vampire here. Maledict's taken. Can they go for the kill with Whirling Death? It's kind of possible. You don't have the brown boots. Timberchain will hit. That might just be him dead here.
Oh, paralyzing cask. That's it for the last hit. That score.
Oh, he's gonna live. He's gonna live. He knew it. He calculated that one. Yep. And that's why tangles are good.
Look at that full efficiency. You put the circlet in the backpack when he sells. My goodness, dude, that's 2 stats.
And I'll tell you what, actually. That's a really scary combo level 1 because Maledict, the way it gets calculated is simply based on your HP difference. It doesn't care about total or percentage HP.
That's true.
So when you're a strength hero and you get Whirling Death, or if you're a strength hero or any hero and you get decayed, that really hurts. This is a mean top lane combo, actually. We could see a lot more deaths up top lane.
But similarly, so people don't get confused, if you happen to get healed before Maledict ticks, that doesn't matter how much damage you dealt to them. It's not like Soul Burn.
It's true.
You just don't lose much.
It's true. Yep.
Yeah. So it's very different to how Soul Burn happens. People always think of it as an amplified damage. It's not quite that, right? It's more of the HP differential.
Yep.
And in this game, that's I think why they pick it with the
And what's even more fascinating, again, Witch Doctor Spammer here, you know, we're all at the barrel, look at it go, all that. But
feel it in your bones,
yeah, you got to feel it in your bones. What's more interesting is that it actually does the majority damage here in its first tick. So if you're playing with a Witch Doctor, always get your nuke off as soon as he applies the Maledict here, because then you'll maximize your damage. Bubber is going to be the victim of an early rotation. He is definitely dead. Well, actually, on the before the very first, not the very first like micro tick, but I think it's every.
I think the first big tick. So.
The first big tick, correct.
Yeah, which is what they did there.
Yep.
Yeah, so the reason why he says that, of course, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but it's kind of a snowball effect. If you get the big tick to deal a bunch of damage, then obviously the second tick will deal even more damage, right? And just it's very simple to like kind of snowball that way. There's no point in saving your abilities for the second and third tick of Maledicts. You're just losing damage.
Yeah, absolutely. That's correct.
Sometimes it's even correct with Maledicts to not chain your studs. If you feel like you have enough damage, right? Just kill them quickly.
Yeah, if you have like a magic missile or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of ganks here, we do see Excess Vampire. He's going to try for this kill onto Kuman. It's quite difficult though here, the Morphling. He did use the waveform, so he was like looking around, just making sure maybe he could go for that one. But bot lane, it's really try on try right now. Vansker's still alive thanks to the stick and the Fairy Fire. He will be able to live.
Oh, interesting. So one in the chat actually, thank you for that. Aware of that. But since Nyx was originally part of the DPC, some games.
Okay, so I did misinterpret. I think he has to play at least 3 games.
That must be what it is.
He has
right.
to play at least 3 games.
Because then that means, yeah, because I was worried, or it was weird because standards do have 4 games, I'm sure of that.
Okay.
So it must be that he has to play at least 3 games. He's already played 2 with it.
Yep, so I believe this will be his 3rd and final.
Right, that makes sense. No, he's already played. This is the second one. Sorry.
This is the second one.
Yeah,
okay, thank you.
So that makes sense. Thank you for the information.
Yeah.
Again, when we translate, unfortunately, my Russian is beginner level. Richie's is non-existent. So.
Yep, I know. Yeah, that's about it. Yep.
Spasibo.
Привет. But no, totally. Thank you for that information. That's super useful. And in fact, this is kind of this is really funny because I know you don't watch the F1 whatsoever, but there's this very common thing you see at the end of a lot of the seasons where the drivers. So you got the drivers and the teams, right? And the drivers will be having already announced sometimes before the season starts that at the end of the season they're kicked off the team, but contractually they're still on it. So it's actually kind of this situation we see playing out here. Sometimes you see mixed reactions from the drivers. They're usually a little bit emotional, right? A lot of the times they want to try hard as well to make sure that hey, this was a mistake, right? Shouldn't have kicked me. So we'll see.
Is really lean and really fast.
He's very fast. It's such a weird model.
Yeah, such a weird model. They don't know how to hit him. Look, the enchant totem is gonna miss because he's too fast. Pubber. Oh, he's actually doing he's really precise with his movements actually at some point. So I'll talk about this in a second. This seems really easy to do, but actually when you're playing a fast hero like Kata or Luna actually, where your big escape is well, your movement speed, right? It's very important that you know when it's appropriate to turn and when it's not, because your turn rate is actually the slowest part of your movement, right? So as you saw there, he almost went to a straight line, and he did his really, really small turns, which actually don't get that affected by turn rate, and that way you could still go in a direction, but not get caught by Urshick. Very smart, actually, because Urshick, I think, has boost.
Yeah, very, very good boulder smash. Big value, connects onto all 3 heroes.
If only it's stunned like before.
If only it's done like before, then the hero would be banned every single game. Very, very valuable boulder. That's the kill from happening. DD Rune will spawn top lane, right into the bottle of Lauren up. That's very much for that. He's level 6, so we got to be a little bit careful here on the waveform, because that is, again, a one-way trip, much like Puck with the Illusory Orb.
Yeah, but you are Orphan though, so one-way trip, you start morphing strength, unless they gank you, I think you're fine.
That's very true.
He is going from E-Blade straight up, by the way.
And actually, you know what's interesting? Because they're tri-laning down here, Excess Vampire is very low on the experience. This is a hero that needs experience, as well as needs some help from his friends every now and then when he's getting ganked, as he will go down. Very nice fissure there. Lauren off, now returns the favor, gets the kill onto the God of War. And score up next. Will does not have the fissure for some time, so he just has to leave his doctor to die.
As a witch doctor, whenever you see one of your teammates die, you always realize, I'm probably next. Because you have no escape, you have a very measly stun. That's only useful when they come into you in pairs, and then you destroy them.
Or trios. Pairs especially.
Pairs especially. Yeah. Trios sometimes.
Which doctor's like, no, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. A pair means I kill you. Oh. That was a good one. Come on now.
This is still awful. Shotgun build directly for Kuman is definitely not what I was expecting. Triple Wraith Band into Shotgun. So this Morphling is actually something we used to see in the beginning of Morphling mid, which was a Morphling that was much more oriented towards base making, because this Morphling is quite fast. But it seems like he's not going to be concentrating so much on the combo of that. Just judging by his build.
Oh, Nyx finds himself on the wrong side of a fissure here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Blizzy will still be
No, he's totally fine, I think.
No, I think Blizzy might die. Nyx does have Soul Ring. Oh, Blizzy is actually salving in their face.
Let's see, if he can get off this Soul Ring with a level 4 Anchor Smash, he'll be fine. No, you were right. You were right.
Yeah, because I think Nyx has Soul Ring. Not the
Oh, they both have small ring, I think.
yeah, so the more important one is the Timber Saw
Sure,
one.
sure.
Because you have like 15 spells you could use right time. It's like one more Anchor Smash.
Well, sure, one big
Radiant's
anchor
middle
smash, and he's
tower
pretty
is
healthy,
under
though.
attack.
As our
What, isn't that
vampires
the-
able to escape.
Does he have Mortar Mask?
He does, yeah.
Oh, well, against Timber Saw, probably not that great. The extra armor, right?
True. True. But against, I mean, 2 strength heroes in general, not bad. More HP. I mean, not that it would matter. Anyway, bot lane, Ace King. Nice coconut bounces there thanks to the cask. It's level 1 cask, however, so the max bounces you're going to get out of that one.
Virtus not having a great game, honestly. I'm surprised that I think that though, the HellRaisers, or sorry, Gambit choosing to put so much pressure in the bottom lane is kind of a mistake for them. The Timber Saw's gonna snowball out of control. You're lane against Tide. Doesn't really matter how strong a Tide is. Timber Saw will always be stronger early mid game. That's what they need. So you're okay with kind of sacrificing your Mars. Mars has a lot of kill potential as well.
Well, what if they double down here as we see Gambit now gank the bot lane?
I mean, I think that's you're really canceling Rezo, but I don't know how relevant that's gonna be while Timber Saw's gonna be roaming around the map, just giving you this incredible amount of space.
Okay.
And all you need to do is create space for
Radiant's
Morphling.
middle tower
Right?
is under
The problem I
attack.
have with this is that if you had Trilane, so there's something that I actually see Viking GG do a lot. If you actually,
Dire's
when they're
turret
playing
has
their
been
best
hit.
games, right? Viking GG, whenever they see a Timber Saw in their games, they Trilane against it, and they don't let him like at level 3, and then they completely cancel his first 4 minutes, and then TP out. And then Timber Saw by then is struggling to catch up, because his lane is really difficult,
I see where you're going.
so I really like doing that. But against some Mars, it's like, well, he'll still catch up. You know, he's not always going to win the lane, and he's fine with
I
it.
feel like this is just a stroke of genius out from the HellRaisers draft, though. I mean, you got
Yeah, that was
two,
a-
you got 2 space makers here, don't you? You got Mars and then the redundant
Timber Saw.
Timber, as you're saying. Yeah, cask here, but plenty of skeletons for it to bounce around between. Running for his life, but eventually the solar bind will end, and he's free to live.
Yeah, so you have one space maker that would say, let's call him the aggressive one, which is the Mars, right? He has kill potential, he can has a stun, you know, he can kill people solo. And then the second one, which is quite literally the space maker, which is the Timber Saw.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is under
time score,
attack.
okay. Fisher stops him, Lorna in trouble. There's a run bye-bye.
Died for the bounty.
But you do catch Pubber as well.
Oh,
It's a
how do you
spear,
hit
though.
that?
That's very difficult. The model is so weird.
It is. That
The
one.
waveform comes in, and he's gonna use the rolling boulder. Kuman's like, I don't need an Earth Shake, I got my other ES.
That's true. Other ES, best ES anyway. Not in this meta though. As I think we're gonna start to see a lot more Earthshaker. So hopefully you guys like the hero.
Yeah, but in OG, for example, they were running this combo more.
Yep.
Fine.
Oh, it's so strong as well. Yeah. You see it a lot in just Europe generally. I've seen it quite a bit as well.
In Europe, because OG resides in Europe, pretty much they're the ones that have been running it like non-stop. Blizzy, yeah, that Whirling Death bothers him a lot because we spoke about earlier with the Maledict.
He's turning.
Fisher, Blizzy is pretty much immortal. That Fisher didn't really work out.
Yeah, mid lane, we're going to try for him. They will force him away at least. And now
Right, so-
they're relenting on the pressure here on Rezo. I just wanted to point.
Yeah, I wanted to point out though what we saw there. So as we see, Rezo has the kill potential. Timber Saw not so much, but Timber Saw can push out of the lane, right? So Rezo is great for controlling the tempo of the game, and at least Gambit secures themselves this early mid game in the sense that they are not going to be pressured enough by the Mars to be really afraid, and they can pretty much go anywhere as long as their towers are up, etc., etc. But the problem with Timber Saw being alive is that you pretty much have an invulnerable god that is the Timber Saw that you can't really deal with in this whole idea of early game, and he's not going to get kills on you, he's not going to be able to set the tempo too much, but he's going to be able to give this Morphling as much. As long as Timber Saw's defending, you're not taking it down.
They're swapping yet again. There's going to be the rolling boulder in. Blizzy as well. Silence to follow through to make sure there's no... Oh, he's going to get off the echo. He might be able to turn it. Blizzy popping the rabbit. And they have actually managed to catch Kumo before he can get off those ships. And he's going to be dead. The Disseminate perfectly timed that Rezo with the arena. He's going to do what he can, but he's not even going to get the kill on the Blizzy as Lornoff gets 2 kills. Gambit, big moves in the top lane. As unfortunately, that was just Kumon walking right into the gank.
Yeah, you got surprised by the Void Spirit, who, to be honest, I didn't expect him to be there either. Because I don't know if you saw on the map, but he had recently shown himself mid, and then he literally just run up top.
Was it mid or bottom?
It was mid that he showed himself.
Okay.
So he was like on the edge of mid, but still mid.
No, he was mid. I thought him. Yeah.
And so then as HellRaisers, you go, there's no way he can make it here in time, and he did. So that's more speaking to Lornoff's ability. Like, he wasted both asshole steps to walk in at the beginning, right? Because he didn't care. Now Blizzy, okay, now this might be a bit too
little
aggressive.
too far. You don't have the Ravage.
Are you Timber Saw 2.0? Oh my goodness,
No,
yes he is.
He's fine.
Yes he is. Timbersaw's coming by, he goes, there can only be one Timbersaw! For the trees! Oh, recall.
No, he's gone. All right. Thanks, Coddle.
Pupper's great.
All right, and tied under with one chakra magic, back to full magic, back to full mana rather, and now he's just gonna do that to a couple of camps and
Radiant
go from here.
structures are
Having a very, very fun game here thanks to the Coddle. Nyx though, he's gonna show up to the mid lane, look to apply some pressure. This is going to allow Morphling then to head into the jungle and look to get his farm. He has changed the build slightly, Abo. He's slightly changed the build. He's going now for the Yasha into the Manta, and then the E-Blade is what he wants. Smoke play here out from the HellRaisers side as across the river is Lorinov. Smoke's in a break. We do have an arena. Blizzy without a Ravage as they will be not able to catch one. Lorinov instead dancing around them here with twinkle toes rather. Nice fissure, does find him on the other side, but Vanscore in a very bad position as well. Didn't have much impact in that fight whatsoever. Almost out of Nick, surrounded by 5 enemy heroes in the ace. A Remnant scrolling Boulder, a little bit of an Illuminate. They did assimilate damage as well. Can they kill this man? I'm not sure. He's into the river, he will go, popping the stick. Across he goes. See you later.
Yeah, so one thing I actually will commend about Gambit is that they are playing this game so that their strategy is very cohesive. And what I mean with that is that they killed the only tempo or the tempo maker from HellRaisers, which is definitely the Barnes, right? So by nullifying his lane, not allowing him to start engagement, all HellRaisers can kind of do is walk in with Timbersaw and hope that you fight them, right? The problem here is that when that happens, Gambit is just biding their time, waiting for the right moment, and then fighting them when they have their ultimates ready, when they're stronger.
Yeah. I think I know why this is happening, actually. I don't think HellRaisers want to play like this, but their tower push right now is non-existent. I mean, they push passively because of the Timber, like you're saying. So all they got to do here for Gambit is kind of just show up and skirmish. Like, Blizzy, he's just parked in the middle. We see this all the time, right? Especially in a Tide versus Timbersaw matchup. Usually they're both offlaners. In this case, it was kind of, I mean, what would you even call Nyx's position in this game?
All right, click to my 5th amendment right here.
Oh, yeah. I plead the 5th, as he says. A Catalan man, you cannot plead the 5th, unfortunately. Kuman, though, he is going to be running for his life. Oh, unfortunately, the TP canceled by the Remnants. They knew there was only a couple places he could hide. He's completely out of strength to morph, and eventually he will fall.
Lorinov has been playing a ridiculous game, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, this voice prayer has been impactful. Like, sure, we can comment on the fact that they destroyed the Mars, and obviously Rezo cannot trade space, and they're limited in what they can, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I agree. And Nyx finally took a tower. Thank God, it took them only 16 years. But Lorinov has been everywhere all the time. He's killed Kuman already 2 times early. And you're losing the only... Like, HellRaisers is not playing according to the plan that they've been forced to play. Because they're losing all this extra safe space that they have for the Morphling in a triangle in their own jungle. Like, they can't go in there because of the existence of the Timbersaw. Yeah. But Morphling is not farming there because it feels like he needs to expand the map. Which, fair enough, but this is not the game for you to do it. Especially with these 2 mobile spirits, you know, taking you down wherever you go.
Oh no, Blizzy's gonna take that haste stream. Did show off that brand new Blink Dagger, so not quite the Blink Dagger reveal he was looking for, as he doesn't even use the rune, just walks up, and Witch Doctor's gonna be able to that one quite easily, so careful with the Blink Ravage. In fact, HellRaisers make a point out of this. They might just smoke up and look for another play here. Maybe look to bait Kuman, who is back in the bot lane, as we say, pushing out the waves, creating a bit of space. He's got the Manta style flying over to him now, but mid lane.
Timbersaw.
Yeah, he's just doing Timbersaw things.
Oh wait though, because it can kill him. I think he's overestimating his power. Yeah, look at this. Nyx stands up. You have 4 heroes mid. Does Excess Vampire have a rest? He did actually. Look at that. Fair amount of damage. They eat the Solar Bind, not quite a magical damage. Looks like we'll hit him right in the face. Ravage huge to guarantee the Illuminate, killing Vanscore in the process as well. Morphling joins in. They do get a spear, but it's only a Coddle, and Pubber's gonna be fine here. In fact, it's Rezo, who might not be. He's now in trouble. And they just Solar Bind to slow him down. Blizzy still has that haste through, just chasing after Rezo. Boulder smash now. First, you have the great death of Yo-Yo Death with the Wraith Fire Blast. They'll guarantee the kill onto poor Resolution. That's gonna be 3 kills. Gambit. Yeah, right now for HellRaisers, it feels like we got a lot of space, but no damage. No damage whatsoever. Unfortunately, the Witch Doctor just isn't able to get off an impactful Death Ward. I think he just got level 6 not too long ago by the looks of it. So it's been an incredibly painful couple of, well, 17 minutes, really, I would say, for Vanscore after getting the first blood top lane. Kuman, he's not ready to fight yet, and
frankly won't be until he gets the entire E-Blade at the very least, and even
Please don't
then,
get E-Blade.
he can only kill Coddle.
I would much rather you go for Gaudiag.
Lizzy's in a bad spot here, though. He might be.
We've said this before, though.
I think this time, yeah, I mean, there's 5 heroes here. Big heal coming through, but yeah, he is super dead that time around. Just a little bit too far. Gets good intel to his team, though.
Lizzy and voice comes. Guys, just figure it out. I can die.
I can feel something. Oh wow, the Egg's already completed for Void Spirit here. He's actually
for a while.
He's actually going right into the BKB as well, which I love. I don't think HellRaisers are going to be able to hold him down much too long after that BKB.
Yeah, what's the point of Yulz? You see Mars not going for Yulz here, like well, I gotta say that Lornoff has been compared performance to Kuman's.
Dire's bottom tower
Mars is really
fallen.
none of these heroes have been as good for Lornoff this game. He has been an incredible performer, and he's actually created more space for Wraith King than the typical created for.
Yeah, Wraith King, by the way, who already has his Radiance and a Sange at minute 19. His farm here looks like he's gone for the old, the classic Gloves of Haste here.
I don't understand this. Honestly, Gloves of Haste was really useful in Wraith King before because you have crit, right? So since Gloves of Haste will give you more chances to crit because you hit more often, so perfect. Now the crit's on a 4-second cooldown.
Well, I mean, you've got the Coddle to refresh it for you, so, right?
Yeah, but still, the attack speed doesn't matter, right?
Well, I mean, you get it out faster. It goes on cooldown
like
faster.
20 seconds.
Sure, yeah. Listen,
I don't think that efficiency.
I think people just like it. It helps him farm all by himself as well because of the Vampiric Aura.
Like if you're going for Arm Litter Midas, I think fine.
All the whippersnappers back in my day we used to build the Gloves of Haste, and it actually meant something.
Look here, Richie. If Hector is not beating the Gloves of Haste, there's a reason for this, okay? He's the king of Wraith King.
He's the king of Wraith.
The king of Wraiths, yes,
Oh,
exactly.
good. Okay, smoke play here in the middle lane there. Oh, it's not even smoked. They might just even walk up to Nyx and claim his life. He's got the Yule Scepter now, which is a great item. That'll allow him to stay alive a little bit longer, hopefully call for reinforcements. As we will continue to watch him. He's getting there though. He's made significant progress. As a reminder, all of oh wow, I thought they were all 3K now. What? Like Reaver, Eagle Song, and the Mystic Staff.
Dire's top tower
I don't tell you.
I thought they were all.
Eagle Songs with 2800 for a while.
Huh. Learn. Van Score, he's like, that will give him vision.
Yeah, Axis Vampire just walks in. Oh, Van Score. Can he survive this? He is a Witch Doctor, which means he's made out of paper, but apparently a very sturdy kind of paper. Look at him go! Cornborn Tower! Destroying the Tidehunter, who now uses the Ravage. He's only after initiation. Counter Slam! And with this, they kill Lornoff and Lizzy thanks to Lil's initiation, or counter. And now Xani has to run away with Reincarnation still available, but 4 heroes tailing him. How are you going to make it out? Apparently your first line's already done for, and with a perfect spear, really well timed, they guarantee 2 straight kills against Xani.
Yeah, that's great. Great fight there. The Witch Doctor kind of just taking them around. Again, you do get a tiny bit of AoE, just ground vision around when you place a sentry, and I reckon he might have scouted the Earthshaker there, or pardon me, I think the Tide Under, the Earth Spirit rather, was the one he saw. Kind of just plays around with him. There's a specific name of paper that's actually quite interesting. It's actually ice mixed with paper inside of it to reinforce it.
Thank you for really bringing up my joke.
And that's what Van Score was made out of that time around.
Yes. I was very surprised how well, like he just went under the tower, had a great positioning, but to me, not only did Van Score's initial like breaking of the smoke and everything was done, but Lil's counter slam.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, probably the best Blink Dagger reveal he could be hoping for. And all of a sudden, he's already got the shard, so it's go time.
And like, in those situations, one where people think, oh, but he didn't get a huge Echo Slam, it doesn't really matter. The whole point was to stop the initiation so that they had enough time to recover and regroup and use the bars.
Well, just regroup, catch their breath, and lock down this damn Void Spirit. Yeah. But I don't know if they're going to get that chance anymore, Avo, because speaking of Lornoff, has got his beat now freshly delivered. 10 seconds on this one. See what he can make use of here. He is going to be up against an E-Blade, I believe. Yeah, so Morphling now finishing that one after the fight. Great fight out from HellRaisers. This could be perhaps the turning point for them after not so good-looking early game. We'll see. Rezo, he is just building to be a tank and then into the Blink Dagger next. So he needs probably just about a minute of free farm or one more fight to kill, and they've got it.
Yeah, I mean, now they're starting to look much stronger. HellRaisers and Morphling, of course, already. Now he's level 18. He could realistically just get the Ags now, and he'd be happy with it. I again don't love the E-Blade this game. I think it just adds the same kind of power that you already have, which is your bursting power. I don't think you really need that. Like if you're gonna catch a Coddle with your Chen Totem, he's dead. I don't think you need the E-Blade.
Okay, so you're not against it because I mean I think you are against it because it didn't allow it to fight in the early game as well as a different stats build would have. But now that
I feel like if Gambit and Dolvin
dived,
if they hadn't done that to your tier 2 tower, then I don't think that you would have gotten the chance to recover.
Oh, sorry, it's Divant.
Okay, so that dive into your tower, then they wouldn't have been able to recover that so easily. I think the E-Blade was a bit of a gamble there, and I still don't see the utility. I don't think it's the wrong item. It's more along the lines of, I think there might have been better items that were loved more, or even just getting the axe by now. But now with the E-Blade ready, I think you can easily burn Coddle and maybe even the Void Spirit.
Smoke's gonna break mid lane. Rezo's gonna be the only one to get his smoke broken, but they probably realize that's just the tail end of it.
Rezo broke one smoke.
Sorry?
Rezo broke one smoke.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, they saw each other.
He was dancing as well, so of course that gives extra conflict power. Yes, the Gambit is just pushing forward because
Wraith King BKB, they might be able to take this pretty quickly here after this. This can snowball. They do. And I mean this game, not just this fight. As Vanscore already getting caught here. Nice rolling boulder there to be able to catch the Earth Spirit. Lil getting controlled as Rolling +1, already making quick work of Vanscore.
Enough to go like this vampire. Turning towards Spirit anyway. Now with the arena, they actually do spear the Coddle, do the impossible, murder the Horseman. And now it's actually Gambit who has to retreat. They couldn't really utilize the Ravage effectively. I gotta say that was more Cover's fault than anything. His positioning was a bit aggressive. Overly aggressive.
We have more remnants.
Yeah, if you just catch up to us, he has endless. Oh, they forced the BKB.
That's a big win. That's a really big win for HellRaisers.
That's as much as you can get out of this, honestly.
Well, and the 2 support kills, I would say, as well.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, this is the best case scenario. I mean, I don't think you would have won that if they hadn't done that play, right? Where they had just run at you, especially with a Coddle. Like, Earthbridge, sure, but Coddle?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
you need to be that far ahead.
It's actually kind of another reason I don't really love the E-Blade this game. It's because, I mean, let's run down the line, right, of people he could hit with the E-Blade. Wraith King doesn't care. I'm just going in order, right? Wraith King doesn't care. You kill him on his first life, pops BKB on the second life, kills you on the second one, right? Coddle, sure, okay, but it's a Coddle. Do you even need E-Blade for him? Right.
Kill him with whatever.
Tidehunter doesn't care. Earth Spirit, really tanky, 4.4 strength gain, so even without really strength items, he's going to be really strong. And our Void Spirit has many ways to just avoid it, quite frankly. So I totally agree with you, but if HellRaisers can make it work, then, you know, kudos to them, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that the choices by Gambit now are starting to be a bit more questionable. They're starting to make small mistakes that you just need to... I've seen this a lot from teams, you know, you're winning, then you reach your point of inflection, enemy team doesn't really know what to do, and you start to realize, all right, no, sorry, you don't know what to do against the enemy team because they're a bit too strong, and you start to realize, all right, guys, we need to like think of an alternative plan to deal with it.
On top of that, Gambit were winning the early game, but I would argue probably for about the next 6-7 minutes, this is like the power peak of HellRaisers all game. Like, yes, we still have probably just the Ags to go here from Morphling. He's really close to it, though. He's about to have it, in fact, and that'll be flying his way over. From here until, like, 32 minutes, they're at their strongest. And Gambit, if they can just get through these next 6 minutes, using their long-duration BKBs, using their superior team fight, and trying to hold on to their objectives, I think they still stand a really great chance of winning this game, even if they lose all their outer towers.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this is over by any means. Actually, both teams have a pretty similar lineup in terms of tempo, right? So I'd say that this game could be open as far as the game goes.
I agree.
For the most part.
I would just say, based on the fact that you have a Mars and a Timbersaw, who are both generally pretty strong or kind of falling off at this point, that's why I would give the edge to HellRaisers and not late game.
Yeah, because they're team fight. Yeah, I can see the point, but I'd say that Void Spirit is kind of similar to Mars, where you don't completely fall off, but you're not as strong.
Not at all. I just, like I said, that's the only reason is because you have 2 of these same type of heroes, which
I'm not disagreeing. Sorry, I'm trying to point out like different aspects, because I do feel like, honestly, it depends more on the execution right now than anything else.
Okay.
And I think that both teams, if you get the strong initiation, you can not just right now, for the next 30 minutes. right?
Oh, we've heard the, yep, here it is. All right.
Well, I mean, he has permamorph now.
He is permamorph. Again, not maxing the enchant totem. I think this makes sense because you just have to max fissure and aftershock with the shard.
I mean, I like that he plays a hero more than like a cloning
I agree. I agree. But the issue, oh, here, no, not yet. Not sure yet. But the issue is he's only doing this for the Aghanim shard, which is going to get nerfed, and then eventually we're going to see the build shift yet again. So,
what, for morphling, you mean?
For the Earthshaker.
Oh, for the Ag shard.
Yeah, because you want to max it because now there's 8 seconds, it lasts longer, stuns a little bit longer. Aftershock, again, the stun's longer. You need to be able to actually reach. So
you actually deal.
You really do, yeah. To me though,
did you know you didn't have to be next to the fissure? By the way, to trip.
Yeah.
I didn't. When the shard came out, I was testing it out. I didn't think, oh yes, I can just get global aftershocks if I leave a piece of stone.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? And he shakes the whole Earth, and if there's a specific part of the Earth he's already manipulated.
So would that reverberate, but the rest of the Earth is fine?
Well, because that's not his part of the Earth. Oh, he puts down the fissure himself, right?
Oh, he creates it.
He creates it.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
So his Earth all shakes at the same time.
Yeah, well, he shakes the whole Earth, right? But his specific part of the Earth shakes as well. But
I guess I can see the logic.
What's even funnier is that I think there's some really weird Rubik interactions with it, where if Rubik steals fissure, it just like works. He just always aftershocks.
Yeah, but it's still his piece of Earth, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Of course,
as
of
the
course.
lore says.
Yeah.
So see how dumb it is when I try to justify these things as Dota lore, which makes no sense. Yeah, but that shard is incredibly strong. The fact that you can do it globally makes it so you can leave a fissure, literally blink away, and chant totem from the tree, and just keep hitting them. I mean, I've seen an Earthshaker. I actually was casting a game in South America where an Earthshaker, and I kid you not, I think was casting.
Of course.
He left a fissure and he was in the trees and he echo slams. I'm like, oh my god, Sculpt, what did you just do? There was nobody around him, but then he actually echo slams to get an extra bit of stun in the fissure, and he got the kill because his blink dagger was on cooldown. And I was like, this is the most 5-head play I ever seen.
Yeah, it's something.
Wasting your echo slam to get the shard off, like wow. Color me impressed, son.
So we're 2 minutes away from my 32-minute initial guesstimate timing. We're going to smoke again, but real quick, I really think a big strength of the Earthshaker shard and why we see it so much is because it allows your carries.
Also, look at this build is also fully on the fissure with the ether lens.
It really lets you it lets your cores close the gap super easily because a secondary stun as soon as the fissure gives you vision is amazing. Here we go.
Go for the Earthshaker first. He has been taunted, now killed, easy. Cool man, silence, and they catch as like as they can. That's pretty good. The chain of stuns is nice for now, but the E-Blade saves him. And that is one of the advantages the E-Blade will give you, the defensive capability. Can they finish him off, though? It seems like they're gonna have much trouble. And even despite the E-Blade helping him out, he didn't have a space to stun to TP away.
Yeah, he kind of just got, I don't want to say left for dead there by his team because he was farming there on his own accord, but you can see Rezo was like, do we go in there? No, I don't think so. Let's try and snipe bounties. Gambit, though, they read this extremely well, so they're going to force Nyx and Vansport away. The Vampire kicks away now one, but they're going to turn out with a Death Ward immediately. Sonic and the Void Spirit are going to shut up the Doctor. No, he's still going, but unfortunately, Excess Vampire hides away in the pit. That's going to be the third death here at Gambit. They're probably going to use this opportunity to go straight into Roche, and I think they should. They want to kill off the Nyx first. I don't disagree with this, and it looks like they're going to find it. There they go, locking him down. 5 heroes immediately surrounded Timbersaw, and down he goes. 3 heroes dead for 30 seconds. Roche available for the taking, and this age is looking real good now for Gambit Esports.
I got very excited for that. I thought he was going to make it. I mean, not out, but at least he was going to.
I mean, maybe he did, but he's just too under level. It's level 1 Death Ward. Yeah. The damage is quite a lot still on level 1 Death Ward. I think it does, like, if you let it just hit you, it's like 26, 60 hit. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like 2,600 damage or something for a full 7. Yeah. It really rivals Maiden ulti in the early levels for its damage output, which is insane. Maiden ulti is like ridiculous.
Yeah. You never let it complete, of course.
No, you don't.
So what you're telling me is Death Ward needs to give you armor as well.
Sounds good to me.
Rick's just at the most
that sounds good to me. Tell you what. Alrighty. You can cast Maledict on yourself, and
it gives you armor.
You heal for the amount of damage you do in bursts.
That'd be crap.
That would. Anyway.
Change the shard. I mean, the shard, if it didn't have such a long cooldown, much better. But the long cooldown.
Yeah,
you're so starved for farm.
To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense, unfortunately, this shard. Welcome to the Witch Doctor podcast. Because it seems nice and all, because you can go, oh, it gives me basically invulnerability for 2 seconds and allows me to do damage in return with a 0.1 second cast time. Sounds kind of like a Yule Scepter, sounds kind of like a not a Force Half, sounds kind of like a Glimmer Cape, right? But the problem is, it's like, it's just built for the mid game, and because you can only get the shard around 20 minutes, it's only strong for like 5 minutes until you get like Ags, and then your 25 talent after that. It's just, it's not, I love it, I really built it.
Like a Yule Scepter is better.
Oh.
Really good. Look at
See you later.
Fissures. Can they get it a second time? No.
Oh, they messed up on stun.
They did, but it's okay. They'll just backed out. Can't deploy the dagger. It's no big deal. No, Vanscore though. Revenge of the Witch Doctors. There we go. With the shard, it actually hurts the Earth with a fair amount. Then enjoys Lord up as well on the backside with the Ravage, giving the Morphling stun. That Ravage actually counter-initiates perfectly, but Kuman has enough time to wait for him back to safety. Activates the BKB. That wants to fight Blizzy. Vanscore's not gonna die today. Vanscore, Death Wars, puts Blizzy in a pickle and ends up murdering this poor Tidehunter. They're going for Kato, and this will be an easy kill. Only Wraith King gets to survive. HellRaisers take 4 kills for none.
Yeah, and actually, I think missing that initial fissure, missing the initial aftershock after the fissure, right, after the Aegis, might have just won HellRaisers, dare I say, the game? Because that gets them to basically commit to that fight, and they're not quite set up for that. Gambit, yeah, the Ravage is okay, but it was used as a really, the counter initiation was just too late, frankly. It was a good Ravage, but they needed it like a full second earlier. Yep. And I can't blame our Tidehunter for that. His team would just win ahead without him because they're so damn mobile here with the Voids and Spirits. Really, they just kind of got caught up in their own mobility, and they kind of left the rest of Gambit a little bit too far behind. And HellRaisers, you can't let him do that, especially with the way that Kuman's built this game. He wants to nuke your heroes down. If you're out of position, he's going to punish you like that. And he did. I mean, we've been praising Lauren all game, and I will continue to do so because he's a strong player. But that was not the best, 3 minutes of action we've seen in the game.
No, the problem as well now is that the Wraith King has reached 35 to 40 is where it's falling off compared to most cores, and Morphling is starting to rise up, right? So, but we said yes, they can win this if this goes like 60 minutes in, because 60 minutes is when you have like hexes, orchids, stuff like that to kill the Morphling. Yeah. Right now, you still don't have those items, but the core to core is starting to benefit the Morphling greatly, which always was the case, right?
Yeah, and I was listening to the panel. I don't remember which panel I was listening to. I've been listening to a lot of panels recently. Even I talked to like the panels in the shower and stuff like that. Like on the wall. Anyway, bad joke. That one didn't really land. One of them was like, yeah, if the game goes past like 45 minutes, usually teams are kind of in uncharted territory, right? And the game, it becomes a lot more instinctual for everyone, right? There's not really game plans drawn up. Whereas in this situation, each team has been here many, many times already. They kind of already know what to look for. There goes Lauren up, coming again. Rezo will pop into BKB. They want to try and blow up the Earthshaker, and they have. He's going to buy back, though. Has a cast now into the wall. Lauren up in trouble, getting bursted down with the Aeondis to save him. And it looks like HellRaisers is going to make the call to back off. That Tidehunter Ravage is at the ready. Will, though, having fought back, has been able to give his abilities back to Kuman. For now, though, they're go back in. I do wonder. That Aeondis, a really good purchase here for Laurenov, and that's the way to counter it. I spoke of if you're out of position and you're basically dead against this team. Well, Aeondis gives you about 100 second or in this 90 second buffer.
Seems like he's going for the plus Octarine, but can't quite tell. Build it twice. There's Soul Booster for. And if there was Octarine, that would also boost up. I wouldn't mind that build. The Void Spirit also has to kind of take a more predominant role in the game as the game goes too late, because I'll fall off. Wraith King, unfortunately, not really the input I was expecting. Maybe with a Swift Blink, which I think is his next item. Or should be, hopefully. Good Blink Dagger already. Yeah, he's start really bursting on the Morphling.
He's quite farmed, and yeah, I don't really know what he would go for after this. Quite a tanky boy, though. I don't know. Well, twice, that is. Fan score goes, not today.
The Wraith King really wants to murder Vanscore. It's incredible how much Vanscore keeps surviving these fights, honestly. Just because of the counter initiation of HellRaisers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's the biggest weakness of the Doctor, especially as the game progresses away from his peak timings. His cast ranges are just hot garbage. Hot garbage on all of them. So he just needs to put himself in a very perilous position every single fight. And unlike the rest of his team, he's not tanky or can morph into more strength or takes 50% damage from the front or has 24 armor with double the regen, you know. He's made of paper. He's the equivalent of the Coddle this game, so. Pubber doing a decent job as well, staying alive in these engagements. 2, 5, and 9 here with the Force Staff into the Glimmer. He's not decided to go for the Aghanims build, and I think that's fine. It looks like for now he kind of accepted that he just needs to just to let his cores farm. He can't really be affording to push out any of these waves and really which is why we see the Coddle so poor. He is richer than Excess Vampire, but again, Excess Vampire, I think, doing the same thing. He gets the Vessel. It's the only item he really needs. KB is a luxury for him at this stage.
I think that right now, Gambit is looking for the opportunity to take advantage of this that you're talking about to get like a single pick off, but HellRaisers not really giving a chance by banding together. I feel like there's not even the time for HellRaisers to necessarily like smoke or anything. They are losing resources when they band together like this, of course. Not all their cores will be farming as efficiently. Because you're beating the enemy team and they're playing forward at 1-2, I don't think it matters. Timbersaw has surprisingly maintained himself with really good level of farm.
Yeah, once again, it's like, Nyx, how are you doing this?
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, it's really just the, it's Nyx, Limp, and these kind of players that you go, but I thought you were playing aggressively. Where's your farm coming from? He has an Axe.
He's got it's a ton of damage, Eternal Shroud, he's got Boots of Travel. I mean, you look at him and he's actually 5 levels above Rezo right now. Yeah. And the farm as well between the two. Not that close, it's 10k. That's a ridiculous amount of farm. And yeah, I mean, again, when I asked you earlier, you said you pleaded the 5th. Again, I don't really know what position I would put Nyx in this game, because he had the solo lane. It was a tri-lane for Rezo, which will explain the level deficit.
It's pretty much a 2, honestly. Right now, as we can see, it's pretty much a 2.
Yeah.
What will Gambit do to defend this Roshan, though? They need to. I think if this Roshan falls and they lose one of your big advantages, which is the pick-off potential. Because HellRaisers can just threaten your high ground.
You see that? Nyx ate that stun, and HellRaisers didn't even move. They didn't even blink an eye.
Oh, they go for Vanscore again.
No.
They did it. Vanscore's dead. The game is winnable again. Okay, they now go for the Timbersaw. Much harder kill. I don't think Nyx is going to die. If anything, it's going to kill your whole team. But Red Team walks in. Fair amount of damage. Morphling is still your 12th, though. As they completely destroy Blizzy. No Ravage now, which means Earthspit's going to die. Now you need Xani to leave. What was that fight, HellRaisers?
Going back in?
Lore enough. Again, no Ravage.
All right. Yeah, they're backing up. No, Xani, he blinks in forward aggressively, but the rest of HellRaisers, they want nothing to do with it. They're going to back out. Without Vanscore, they need the Doctor here. Yeah, that was a very aggressive move. Nice job there. Good target priority by Kuman, who he realizes who we need to kill in this fight for it to basically be a one fight in favor of HellRaisers. He just locks down, completely kills the Tidehunter. And unfortunately, I think Tide probably a little bit upset. He would have lived a lot longer had he not immediately purged off the E-Blade, but because of his passive, he purges it off immediately, and then Kuman starts just wailing on him with the right clicks, and he's got way too much damage here. So just an unlucky interaction there. Might have lived an extra second longer, been able to get off a Ravage, something like that.
Yep.
Not the case here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Gambit was really ready to fight this, but luckily for them, the Roshan was the longest possible.
It was.
So now we actually have a Tidehunter back in 4 seconds. It's fine though. I mean, they have Tidehunter now, so even if HR tries to go for this, you have a Ravage, which I hope you can get off this time. Like, it's incredible. I wasn't really concerned the E-Blade as a way to deal with the Tidehunter, but it seems to be the case, right? Because Tide didn't go for her to Defiance this game. Leave. Yeah, oh, he did go for the fight. Never mind. Wait, he deals a ridiculous amount of damage.
He does, yeah.
With E-Blade, he's bursting them down. That's incredible. He has Shivas and Pipe. Oh my goodness.
At this stage, I mean, he's fully online, this Morphling, isn't he?
I take it back. I hate this hero again.
I mean, you look at Tidehunter and you go, what are you talking? How can you kill him? A Kraken Shell? Yeah, but Kraken Shell does not give a damn about 500% crit. Vanscore is going to live again. Baiting out Xani this time. Double Fissure. He's actually trapped himself fully in the X. Needs to blink to get out, but he doesn't have that for 8 seconds, so he doesn't have any teamfight contribution other than the burn off the Radiance. Vengeful will die. Zolonoff uses the BKB, runs him down. Zani's now finally free. But it looks like the rest of HellRaisers will now back off.
Oh no, it's Morphling time. He just goes in for the Tider or Lornoff alternatively.
him again.
They want to murder Pummer and they go for Lornoff next. He has an elastic into Scotty. Scotty's doing absolutely nothing. They stop on the Yosef, but also just following the Swift buff, and that's going to kill him once. Can they kill him a second time? It seems like they might not be able to, as he has the BKB, but from behind, Morphling jumping in, Swiftblink available yet again, and this will save Sani's life. But you are completely useless. Okay. Morphling is outclassing into ridiculous.
He is, I mean, really, so is Lil here, to be honest. They are like trapping him in tiny prisons every single time. And that's always something I mentioned.
And the arena as well is incredible.
The arena was really valuable. This is always something I mentioned about Earthshaker, where he doesn't pierce BKB on any of his spells, but Fissure's got some unique interactions like that. They trapped him once here as well, basically pin him in here, and then they trapped him a second time, and then they just leave him in the dust. It's like when Tusk kicks your core away, right? Like that was a counter against Ben or Ursa for some time. And this is a little bit more difficult to get right, but when it works, it looks so good.
No, entirely. I mean, it's also the fact that I think Rezo has kind of given up on trying to be like, oh, super arena, spear someone to the wall, and you're just trying to put arenas in choke points, which is completely stabilizing Gambit's team fight. And the execution by HellRaisers, I mean, they made a couple mistakes in the mid game, but now they're back on top. They're making no mistakes, which is giving zero opportunities for Gambit to come back. And that puts him in a really difficult position.
Goodness, this DD rune Wraith King is very scary. On for the Mortal Strike cooldown, giving him a lot more damage output here.
Yeah, you need to, because this game, if you want more late game viability, you need to go for the Mortal Strike. I think a lot of Wraith Kings start to realize this and like, oh, actually, Wraith King is not the best late game carry anymore.
No.
Surprise, surprise. So with the Mortal Strike cooldown, you kind of elongate your window. I think your window opportunity with Mortal Strike cooldown 45 minutes, but not against him.
Yeah, I think the Wraith King can go for the Wraith Fire Blast build and just afford to be a tanky boy. By still going for the same item build and progression, if you have something like your Morphling in the mid lane, right, who is going to be your late game carry. Unfortunately, he is the late game carry here, at least before Tide gets his 25 talent and turns into the Tide washing machine. But
he's not going to get there.
I don't think he's going to get there. Exactly right.
I don't think they should have sacrificed Tide as much as... In the case of HellRaisers, you kind of bend it. So you force HellRaisers to sacrifice Rezo, right? And you made him a weak keeper. Tide at an easy lane. How is that Tide now in the same position as Timbersaw, right? A lower enough kind of recover. I think by doing that swap, you actually wasted much more energy, whereas HellRaisers adapted to the game. Right? HellRaisers went, alright, so the Nyx is carrying us, no big deal, right? Whereas in the case of Gambit, they should have allowed the Blizzy to have much more impact on the Tidehunter.
Yeah, which is really interesting because something that I've agreed with you on that we both thought was interesting in this game was the decision to go for the E-Blade first, right? But it ended up working, so despite them being able to adapt, this will start off with a really good game plan here, as apparently some sounds still do stack. They found our spirit.
BKB and they kill Sapphire. Also, that's the first life for Raking. Might be a second one as well from behind. Lorna trying to get more space. Okay, there's the BKB used by Xani. At least they waste the BKB. Morphling is chasing after him though. Can they cancel his TP? They cannot. The fissure was perfectly timed, by the way. The BKB just lost his ball. Yep. And instead, Lorna was the target. Do we have any sort of catch in Timbersaw? Doesn't seem like he needed this whole game. He does a Hex though.
Yeah, he sold the Yule Scepter for it. Let him go. Yeah. He's going to cut the wave, but he's already let 2 waves on through, and that's more than enough damage here, more than enough time, I should say, for the likes of HellRaisers.
We do have Ravage, guys, by the way. I know we forgot about the skill, but it is a thing.
It is a thing.
If they can jump on Morphling with Swift Blink and Ravage, there's a chance they can kill him.
We haven't had a good opportunity to ever get it off here, it feels like.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I mean, there've been a couple. Okay, well, sometimes Wraith Fire Blast. That's enough setup. Oh, nice BKB there with the Aeon that's saving Lord up as well. By Ravage, we can just walk in, Wraith Fire Blast, they're actually gonna win this fight! Morphling is down for the count, oh my goodness! Resolution though, fighting in the middle of the arena, a bit too strong, Lord up hoping to get the skill, and now Rezo will fall from behind. Alright guys, yeah, this is madness. You've heard it before, or you heard it here first. Wraith Fire Blast, the true counter to Morphling. Yeah, he never sees the skull coming.
They hit him with the casual.
Oh wait, they're still fighting in the mid lane. They're trying to kill the Witch Doctor.
Yeah. They will.
Very important.
It is very important. Yeah, I mean, all Pubber does there is he hits him with the Glimmer Cape. He walks up and smacks him to death on the first life. Nobody helps him out. Nobody eats the Aether.
They have no save to be perfect.
Well, but sure, but you've got a Timber who can just Timber chain in and go, don't worry, get down, Mr. President. I'll get the 8th Erunit for you. I'm a tanky boy, right?
Yeah.
But no, nothing. So he doesn't even get the chance to attribute shift. His second life is immediately wasted. Oh.
So, I mean, it's exactly what we said was going to happen, or that could happen, right? Except that I wasn't expecting the Wraith Fire Blast to be the initiating part.
You know what's interesting is I feel like HellRaisers, this might be kind of, oh no,
Will
they catch
offside.
Will.
I don't even.
Must have been. Oh, he's cutting the wave.
Oh, Lorinov
You
just
naughty boy.
Ah, well played though. Good Lorinov.
Yeah, well played. Oh,
Oh,
Divine
Rapier.
Rapier. Oh, they're trying to end right now.
This game is. I love watching this region.
Yeah.
They never fail to give you a weird and entertaining game.
I guess my question would be, Avo, who do you send in there? Do you send the Mars in to eat the 8th Erunit, or do you send the Timber? Alright, there's the Divine Rapier reveal onto Nyx, not the ideal target. You'd like to one-shot Vance for your highlight reel, ideally.
Yeah, no highlight reel for this game. Oh, another turn for the pig. Oh, they poison the pig too. Yeah, this will save him though. Morphling comes in to someone to get out of the arena. Lore enough. It's not going to be caught here.
The Timber chain range.
Long-range Timber chain. Nyx sees the Wraith Fire Blast, immediately retreats.
Yeah,
he knows what that power, the powerful stuff.
He knows what follows the Wraith Fire Blast, and it is death. And destruction, as this Wraith thing can lay waste to them rather quickly here this game. Going just for more attack speed, he's going to toggle off the Radiant, smoked up with his team because he is no fool, and they could look to try and maybe get the head. So, in some trouble. They don't want Rezo though, they want a bigger fish. They actually scouted Nyx leaving the base here. They also have a courier here, so keep your eyes on this one. We'll see what that's going to be purchasing. Zani, though, is going to find Nyx. Timber chain canceled, though. It does a lot of damage. That's flying a Rapier. As Nyx, with the BKB, will be able to live. For now, they cancel that secondary TP. As they're going to let Puma farming. He's not going for anything too crazy yet. In fact, he's going for an 8. Quite a tame item here at 50 minutes in. It is really an Inkling.
Octarine Core. Like, he's clearly not just building an Aether Lens, he's building an Octarine.
Wants to wave on a little bit further. Just a little bit further.
Enchant Tournament doesn't have quite enough range. Even though Axe does give it to you. No, Octarine Core is a good idea this game because you're depending pretty much on E-Blade and Enchant Totem, so you might as well. I love that. I think the solution out for Wraith King is you start slowly replacing every single item for Divine Rapiers. And this is the equivalent of, you know when people like replace their teeth with jewels? That's the thing that rappers do, right?
I don't know. Smoke play here. Aether is going to ruin this one. They have
no.
once, twice now, but they cannot chain the stuns correctly. E-Blade is going to catch him, disarm him, but he'll be fine for now, as the rest of HellRaisers, they're going to go ahead and just get out of here. No longer want to take that fight. Lots of blue in the inventory here for Timber.
I think we need more catch, though. I mean, yeah, he's going for the blood. He is very
incredible. Like, how is he only 2k behind Morphling?
He's been, I mean, shoving lanes.
Yeah, sure. I totally, but it's a Morphling, right? Like, you know, you tell me that the first 30 minutes of the game, totally, I understand. I get that.
2050, Timber's still big irrelevant.
Yeah, that's just surprising. Well,
Sadi's starting to tear through him.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the Divine Rapier, right?
I mean, it's getting to the point that Tide might even get his.
I told you, dude, if they could make it in the
Washing Machine Tide.
Gonna be real good.
I think Rezo's a much more valuable target.
Dyer's
And Sani,
he's simply an easier kill as well, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, that's what I meant. An easier target, like more value target to go on. Is what I meant to say. Not necessarily like more valuable to kill.
Sure.
Yeah. Octarine Core also on Lil, so that's why he's just copying her secret build. Lil teaching it. Okay. Lorinov just wasting their time. Silence the Morphling. E-Blade for Lorinov, who still has the BKB, so he's fine.
Yeah, or second half stuff used. He could be in some trouble. Kumon catches up to him in the back line, so Zani heading right onto Nyx. It's the tankiest man. He's going to eat the hex. He's going to be pinned to the tree now. They need a little bit more damage. Nyx doesn't want anything to do with this, as Lorinov and Kumon now returning both to the fight. Kumon has got his BKB. Lorinov does not. Oh, Lorinov does have his BKB. Pardon me. Rezo, though, pops his. He's going to be walking around as Nyx heads right into the 8th Remnant. Lil has another fissure here as they actually trap Nyx this time around. He's unable to find a Timber chain, even though it's the longest one in existence. It wraps around the entire world and hit him in the back of the head. He did hit a single tree there. Nyx, though, in some trouble. Has hitting him now is Sani. The fissure, though, perfectly placed with Rezo blinking right into the 8th Remnant. Sani, though, Invis still alive as Mikado will finally be nuked down.
We still have Ravage.
Back. We still have Ravage. And Kumon, there's the Ravage. Can they get the kill? No, he's on the other side. The Blink, though, he's still dead. They managed to get the kill. 100 seconds till he's back. Rezo's dropping the arena, but they no longer want to be be fighting here without the Morphling. They have caught Nick, still with the Divine Rapier here, doing lots of damage. The Fissure once again being ignored by the Minotaur Horn, and the chase continues.
What has Nyx done to you, Xani? Look at him! This man is like Jason.
Oh, no.
He's not going to stop. He's going to chase you endlessly. There's the Hex. Nyx wants to get the kill. He threatened him, but he might kill Xani in the process. After reincarnation slowing him down, Nyx still surviving, but there's too many stuns. They finally get the kill on this Timbersaw, and Gambit is making this win a reality.
Yeah.
They're going to go for the tier 3 up top with HellRaisers. They might need to buy back on the Morphling.
I mean, that was definitely a chase, don't get me wrong, but the benefit is top lane was pushed out, so they just immediately turned this into a siege. They have the option, and it looks like they're going to take it, of going back for Roche. Aegis, Cheese, Refresher on it there. They did manage to burn the first life of Xani, and that was just a Timbersaw alone in his defensive movement, so it is pretty dicey, but Timber does not have the buyback here. He's shy by 900 gold. Wow, his buyback is so expensive.
That is incredible. Great game. I mean, that's what happens. That's why you don't farm on Timbersaw, right? So you buy back cheap.
It's like a turbo game, feels like, doesn't it?
All right, time to sell your second rapier. Sorry, your boots for a second rapier. He goes for the Aegis? Okay.
Do you do the cheeky emergency backup rapier strat and save for
backup?
buyback when you just have like the relic in your inventory with an
Oh,
unlock?
honestly, sure. Sure, dude. Like this game, I don't know, because it seems like it's more even than I was expecting it to be. This one,
It is.
But
yeah.
as I said, right, once you get to 60 minutes, once you got more catch on the Morphling, etc., it's not that hard to kill.
All right, you know what we've been seeing is some really good Ravages. You know what we've yet to see since the early game is a good Echo Slime. I think that one's next. It's like a cycle.
Well, but the Wraithfire Blast is really what's winning the game.
We'll see here.
You gotta be careful.
They can just slow down the siege so much. Vanscore hitting them now with the Maldic. They're looking to burst through his first life onto Xani. Not enough though. Zornov diving the tier 4s, wants to kill onto the Doctor, and he might just be able to get it. He is not going to be able to kill Vanscore. This man refuses to die in the Fissure. Perfectly timed, but Lornoff with the BKB is going to be able to escape for free.
What's tankier, a Timbersaw or a Witch Doctor? I think it's clear.
I think it's very clear here. Lornoff doesn't have BKB anymore. The Force Staff as Kuman. He's going to be chasing a little bit of second Fissure to have no detection. That's what got Kuman killed the first time. It might have gotten him killed again if he actually went for that one. Was chasing a bit more.
What we need right now is an Axe Shard on because he has a dissimulate stun. Yeah, so you get the insane amount of dissimulates. The increased damage is nice, but with the stun now, you actually have like a long range stun dissimulate with the shard. So
you have something to rival even this freaking Fissure, dude.
Yeah.
Unironically.
It's ridiculously good.
Yeah.
That is one of the best talents in the game. The level 25 stun on the Void Bear really gives you like a whole. It's like it's as good as the Splinter Blast stun in Winter. Where you suddenly go, oh my goodness, this hero is amazing. Alright, time to push bottom, I guess.
Time to push bottom, get that last tower. I mean, look at this. It's been actually a relatively close game. Overall, I mean, look how even close it is.
I told you, like, these lineups are not too far from each other. Obviously, their execution is also not far from each other.
Yeah.
Both make incredible plays and proceed to throw right after, and you're not sure where you stand.
Well, I would say there's this really weird, like, uniqueness to this game where, because HellRaisers, again, I call it a stroke of genius. Maybe I'm going to compound myself here and start to backtrack here quite slowly. But because of this, like, they've got really good, like, buffers, if that makes sense. Not like buffers like a Magnus, right? But like they create buffer space.
Yeah, I understand.
And
like when you soundproof a room.
Yeah, and Gambit is, I don't know, they're just tanky and strong as well and can team fight into it. And it's like they both kind of just stalemating each other. And we've seen some pretty long engagements mid lane, especially.
Second rape.
Oh, is it really?
No, he's gonna.
Oh yeah, he's ready to go. No backup
He's
right
hurting,
here.
man. He's got the golden teeth, man. I'm telling you.
He's gone to the dentist. He says, "Hook me up, man." And he says, "Damn, you're still alive?" And he's, "Yep, I'm Wraith King.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me your bones." That's probably what he says after that.
Yeah, his farmer's absolutely in. So I'm not surprised. I think second rapier is the right. Maybe now you can kill Nick. I don't know what Nyx did to him in the past life, but like, you must hate him. I think honestly at this point as well, Wraith King should consider buying an Ag.
We got 3 Ravages as well here.
Not enough mana to use the 3.
I think we do. It's a lot cheaper now. Yeah,
300?
300, 600, 900.
If you only use Ravages? Yes.
Yep. Which is all you need.
That's perfect.
That's all you need this game.
Lizzie, you're walking Ravages. There we go. We can kill Nyx now. It's a reality. Finally, Wraith King's dream.
Hit into the trees.
Sadness. look at the sadness on this race. They all want to make this a reality. He used the Ravage just on Nyx. He kills with Bloodstone. Okay, X's Vampire might die. Yeah, Dissimulate stuns the Mars. Wraithking's not walking in just yet. We do not have A on this. Now it's just triggered. Lorna, Scorpion
Echo Slam.
Echo Slam's been used just to murder Lorna from Double Fissure. It's gonna guarantee yet another kill.
Chasing
Guys,
for more.
HellRaisers. They want to kill Pubber, who has an A on this, but unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough.
Oh goodness, that's one way to neutralize a hero with a ton of movement speed. Simply just make a jail. Know where you could go corral his horse.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all right. Just like that, HellRaisers.
I mean, that was just not. Stop going for Nyx, please. I don't know how to say it. I mean, I'm making a joke about it, but like, genuinely, he's the hardest here. You go on anyone else in that team, like Mars specifically, and he dies in a matter of hits, right? Like Wraithking just bursts him. Please stop going on Nyx. I don't care what he did to you.
Yeah. I mean, they also like whenever they go for Vanscore just refuses to die. Somehow he gives himself I don't know. I'm trying to what's a doctor term? I don't know. He gives himself a shot of adrenaline every single time, and he just turns it on. He cannot die.
Vanscore's incredible,
right? I mean, like you look at Mars, Shaker, Morphling, Timber. You go, yeah, it's hard to kill this team. Wait a second, a witch doctor?
There's a double Ravage as well. They're gonna kill the Morphling. They do it this time. Immediately after Nyx now. But this, it might be a reality. Nyx tries to Timber Chain away. Okay, Xani, did you learn your lesson? If not, the team is going after them. Vanscore will TP. They're not bothering themselves with Vanscore. They want to take Nyx instead. They know whose blood they want, but Nyx is just impossible. Stop trying. This is not going to happen. No matter how much effort you put, Nyx will survive.
This is like when you're talking to your mate and he's all hung up. He's like, there's a chance? No, not immediately.
I really like her. Dude, she has one boyfriend.
Dude, he's got 2 chakrams. He's got a Timber Chain that actually outranges the Earth Shaker or the Earth Spirits, right?
Before you can even talk to the Timbers, he's already eating himself out.
He's already eating himself out, mate. That one's not happening. Come on. All right, well, we'll see here what they can do. They're going to try and force this buyback out from our Morphling, who, again, they've not yet actually gotten a single lane of barracks. They've gotten 2 tier 3 towers. But actually, they've lost the first barracks here for HellRaisers. Still up 3K, of course. That means nothing but Lorna here into the arena walls. He's got the A on disc, which means he's going to be able to escape. Doesn't need to use the BKB either. So another win for him there. Vanscore, he's just dropping down Death Ward because he might as well. It's fun to hear the jingle.
Rezo did go for the healing tower, right? Level.
Rezo.
You're on him right now. No, he went for the Gods of Ukraine. That explains why the arena might not. I think the region is actually kind of fighting in the arena more as like a skill. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, normally I would agree with you, but you know, Divine Rapier go burr.
Yeah, Divine Rapier does go burr, but if you keep going for Nyx, then I think it doesn't go as much burr.
Let's.
Sani's close to level 30. Maybe level 30 will allow him to kill Nyx. I don't know. It seems like Sani's playing his own game.
I mean, really?
Did you watch that Viking GG game where they were playing in secret?
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay. So in the last game, they're playing in secret and they're getting stomped, right? And so they just, at the last moment, they all put all their ultimates on the puppy. They kill him and they call GG. Which I thought was hilarious. And they go, and then the social media guy goes, well, at least we killed Puppy, you know?
We got him. That's always I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you see team do for like the morale, though.
Yeah, I like it very much.
Adam 343, who's actually playing right now in the SEA lower division on Team Galaxy Racers. He would always say, one last team fight for the boys, you know? Just to like reset and just be like, all right, next game, guys, like, come on, let's kill their captain, you know, we got Puppy, GG, you know?
I like teams that do that as well, but like, I think this game is what they're trying to do with
this game is not going to end in that fashion. This is going to be a bloody brawl to the death, 100%.
Any game in the Eastern European circuit.
That is very true, but this one I can guarantee you.
There's a reason why these guys coined them. It's because of like 5.
All right, okay, tier 5 items. Ballista, terrible item for his team. No one can use it except for Coddle. That sucks.
Oh, yes! Coddle Ballista!
Coddle Ballista. Is he even going to take it? I don't think so.
No, it's not useful at all. I mean, what an unfortunate
Giant's
thing.
Ring. Okay, yeah, for the Wraith King. We saw this in one of the upper division guys. Oh, straight up the hill he goes. My king, my liege. Now I get to make all the jokes. He's drinking all his milk. His bones are so big. He's not fat. He's just big boned. I got plenty more.
Stop. Stop. Get a gigantic pool.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Look how large he is.
I think the Giant's Ring is one of the strongest tier 5.
It is 100% damage for his strength, plus 40 strength, even 20.
Particularly your strength carry, right?
Oh, she's bigger than Roshan, actually. Wait, bigger than Roshan?
You guys like Godzilla versus King Kong?
Yeah,
this is the Dota
This
version.
is the real one here. This is incredible.
Who's gonna win, guys? Bets for Roshan, bets for Wraith King.
He's most definitely racing here. I mean, all right, so Swift Link out of the inventory.
Lornoff is actually played by Brian Cranston.
This is ridiculous. He doesn't even need the boots. Yeah, he sold the boots. All right, so now, by the way, he's got Aghanim Scepter for free.
Which is great, by the way, because it's one of the strongest items in Link. 5 more seconds of a team full of items? Yes, please, right?
Honestly?
Oh, 7, sorry, 7.
Honestly, yeah.
Also, you get extra attack speed when you die, by the way. They buffed it.
This is ridiculous. I don't think HellRaisers can take this anymore. I don't know how they hold against this.
I'm starting to think that Wraith King might actually be able to carry this game. What, Richie, I ask you, what do you do when a giant just walks into your base with 2 rapiers? Oh, he sees Nyx!
Oh, there he is. He reflects on.
He had the mirror shield ready. Nyx knows
right.
he's the primary target.
Let's take a look at neutrals real quick.
Yeah, he has the mirror shield, which is the best item for him.
Yeah, it is actually this game. Book of Shadows for Mars, Seer Stone for Witch Doctor actually kind of makes him a little bit relevant, not much.
Stygian Desolator for...
Stygian Desolator is great. Any other great one? Book of the Shadows for Coddle, why not?
Actually, one of the best items for Coddle this game. Because Book of Shadow essentially makes you like, it's like Shadow Realm.
Ex Machina is pretty decent.
Is that for Tide?
It's for Lornoff.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That
Double
refreshes your A on this,
It
right?
does, absolutely, 100%.
That's incredible.
Refreshes your BKB, of course, everything but the refresher.
Ooh. Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, even then, is that going to be enough to end this game?
Like, even though you got a Ballista and you have nobody to use it, I actually think that the items are a bit better for it. Particularly Giant Swing and Ex Machina are really impactful this game. Whereas, besides the Stygian Desolator, which is kind of decent on 4-4.
It's not bad, was it? Minus 12 armor? Nice.
And the Mirror Shield and Timber Saw, which is very value.
Armor plus
But
60
now what you
damage.
can do is, and I'm going to suggest this, I know this might sound crazy, but just ignore Nyx. Please stop going for
I
him.
don't think I could do that.
Well, clearly Wraith King cannot. But I'm just begging you, any other hero besides him.
How large this guy is. Bigger than the trees. Could you imagine getting smoke ganked by something like that? Like that's hiding in the fog? It's like the mist.
Actually, it's not. Oh, well,
It is. Like at the end of the mist when you see the spoilers, when you see the giant things walking around the cornfields.
When I was a kid, I remember I had dreams after park that I should actually put their mouth. And so that's what I think was great.
You know, I've heard a lot of. That's actually a very common thing. And
Yeah, that's why I used to tape my windows shut. So the dinosaurs
so the dinosaurs they can't get in.
They can't get the tape.
They see the tape on the window and they got knocked.
Yeah, because the tape tastes bad.
Well, you know what's incredible is they see the mirror shield on Timbersaw and they still try and kill him every time.
I mean, I didn't see him, to be fair, he just Wraith Fire blasted. I think Wraith King is going to a blind rage every time he sees Nyx.
It's like the one Hector game when who did he see? He saw SVG,
yeah,
right?
it was SVG Enchantress.
Just, oh goodness.
And he was actually playing Wraith King too.
He was. Well, of course he was.
Are scanning.
Oh no,
he
sorry,
was playing
Scared
ABBA.
Madden.
He was playing ABBA.
That was a bad.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Another tanky, big, beefy hero.
Goodness. You know, we've been seeing the ABBA a bit more as well, actually. Popular in the position 3. Mask of Madness build yesterday actually worked pretty damn nice.
An iceberg.
Oh,
very nice.
Double stun. Triple. Yeah, they just want to proc that Andis if they can. We've got the Ex Machina to refresh it. Lornoff making a jump in. The silence onto Nyx as well. He's saying, okay. Rezo looking for a stun. Johnny just completely down. Look at that damage. First life already down. Careful here. Lornoff already popped the BKB. Johnny gets his off as well. Where is our fight even right now?
Johnny, oh, the Timber Chain. This is why you gotta kill Nyx. He chases you right into your nightmares. Blizzy has to get away as well. That Timber Chain range, just level 30, which means all the talents in the world are his. They even catch the Void Spirit a second time. Dissimulate, still no shard, by the way.
Yeah, he refreshed.
He did refresh.
Yep, he's got another BKB. Nyx still here.
They still want to fight, apparently. They're going to apparently for a
Nice
solution.
stun.
The Ravage, overflick the target. Can they kill him in time? Second Ravage, come on, Wraith King. He did it. Coolman's dead. And now Gambit has the fight. They're not going for Nyx. Wraith King's trying to murder the Mars in a matter of seconds. From a Roman god to minced meat. Gambit. That was awful.
The Durian chases down Lornoff.
Gambit manages to do another great team fight. They get 2 really important kills, but most importantly, Richie, they ignored Nyx, which means now you get a couple extra hits on him for free.
Yeah, for free here, at least for now, as they do buy back on 2 already for the side of HellRaisers. still have this Aegis? We do for Lorinoff as well. Ooh, it is looking real bad now for HellRaisers.
I don't know how they can recover into this, honestly.
I don't think you can. That's what I mean. Look at this. Zani's ready. Got 11k gold in the bank. Just queue up the rapiers, boys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice stun on the Lorinoff. That's going to get him speared to the wall. Can they kill him in time? Nope. Yeah, Desky's fine. That'll trigger the buyback out from the Morphling now. Lorinoff still has a... No, he doesn't have the BKB for the backpack. They will... Wow. That was loud.
Yeah, I think that was the enchant totem with the waveform attacks, right? Is that what this did? Because he got the skeletons down.
So
at this point, I think his rating buys all these rapiers. He's going to be capable of killing a god. I mean, he only can't kill a god, actually.
I mean, what do you do at this point? Morphling's got a heart, by the way, trying to keep stop it.
Oh my goodness.
I thought they removed that from the game.
That is so dumb.
All right, well, we apologize in advance for the headphones warning.
You see the god with Kid Sprint is not doing anything.
It's not.
You can't even get close. He went for Desolator, which I don't love. I mean, I think the Abyssal's great for catch, but I'd much rather Mars went for like X.
It was good on the first life. They really blew through that Wraithing first life, no problem in the arena.
Yeah, but the Wraithing has 2 lives, right?
Problem.
Is he gonna buy a third Wraith?
Honestly,
I mean, at this point, with a
might
moment's
as well. I mean, he's actually, look at this, Silver Edge as well, back to the old roots along with the Swiss Link.
It's Ekthor I'm watching, I'm telling you.
It is. They're taking notes here. Because I mean, a 67-minute game, I mean, this is ridiculous now.
He's like, Tres Rapidas.
4 more queued up, right in line. This is now actually the true
He's going for Octarine because he can at this point.
Everyone always forgets this is, you got a Wraith King, but now you actually have his lineage, right? Who's next in line? The Divine Rapiers. How many? 6.
Yeah, exactly. He needs all the iron in the world to build all these rapiers. My goodness. I don't know. I mean, HellRaisers needs a plan to come back into this, but at this point, it seems like they're just holding endlessly. I don't feel like they went into contingency plan early enough, and they're lacking the catch that all of Gambit is building, right?
Yeah, I mean, how the hell do you catch Lorinoff here? Really, I'm serious.
With double A on disc and double BKB, it's just a buff.
Double Lotus? Sorry, Lincoln's Sphere now? Yeah.
So annoying.
I mean, okay, now he doesn't have Aegis at least, but I mean, Aegis number 5 coming up.
Oh my goodness, those illusions are stronger than some heroes.
Any heroes, I would reckon. Okay, now he's got the shard now, in case, just because he has nothing else to buy. He's got nothing else to buy. He's got the moon shard already consumed. Yeah, I mean, he is.
You start buying moon shard for Tide.
I would say you start. What you do is now you need to have logistics, right? You get a courier, a Divine Rapier on your courier, and then you just like hide it somewhere a little silly.
Oh, right,
I don't know, like you hide it here, so in case you do die, you can just buy it back, get recalled into the fight. Divine Rapier is freshly delivered, and just keep fighting.
Yeah, you start manufacturing Divine Rapiers a bit more efficiently to streamline.
I'm actually kind of serious. I mean, with the Coddle at this stage, what else you can use recall for?
Oh, I agree. You might as well, honestly.
Oh, you know what? Actually, we've seen...
How much is this buyback, by the way? How much is it cost?
Good question.
5K.
5K.
His buyback costs more than my net worth in most games.
his buyback, I think, is more net worth. Almost as much net worth as Vanscore.
How much is your life worth? And Vanscore can ascertain it is less than Raid.
The 5/7th Witch Doctors. Yeah, I mean, real talk, though, having the Coddle this late in the game is so much better than having the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor doesn't do anything for you.
Especially without even being able to get any items really in the early mid game to kind of, not even snowball I'd say, but just to keep up with the team, right? Because later on, when you get Maledict, you get like Ags, Death Ward, this is utility that you can kind of, it's not too awful.
Just I can't believe neither of these teams are really making any moves. HellRaisers,
I mean, HellRaisers knows that if they go out, they die.
It's a long Roche.
Yeah, but Gambit knows that if they go in, they die too. Right, so it's just, there's death lurking at every corner and nobody wants to die.
What are we going to take here at level 25? I could see actually the Geokinetic Grip targets allies, which by the way used to just be in the game. Yeah. Like that was just,
and
you
then
could
they
get
made
that from level 1.
Yeah. I like the Rolling Boulder Stun a bit more because you need more catch anyway.
I agree.
I mean, besides the 3 Ravages
the 3 Ravages that we've constantly had in these fights.
He went for the cooldown reduction, Tom.
That is? Oh, no, he went, Tide Washing Machine build. He actually has the ninja gear as well, so careful for his attack speed.
I mean, he has 5k HP, I think.
And the heart. The heart helps a little bit too.
Yeah, Octarine Core does as well. It's ridiculous.
Regeneration.
All right, just Again, Zani, he's just farming.
Here's my question: why are you farming?
What are you farming? I think he's just.
Why? Like, what's the? Is this just like you doing things?
Well, I guess we're asking the same question, right? I think this is just like what Dota players do, and like, you know, he's not even thinking right now. He's just kind of doing it.
It's a whole symbol of the.
Zani's actually asleep. Nyx he's just building. It's Dagon, casual Dagon 4 straight away.
Zani's just doing this, literally sleepwalking in this game. Going around, it's like, farm, must farm. Maybe if I get my 6th rapier, this game will finally end.
He's critty.
Zani just wants to go to the bathroom really badly. That's why.
He's critty for 27. I mean, 71 minutes in. Pretty soon I'm going to be calling it quits. I can only sit next to you for maybe half an hour or an hour and a half at a time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's true, actually. Oh, yeah, it's going to start being dangerous for us. We didn't recognize the power of the rapier in this bandcast.
Oh, we really didn't. All right, all right. I mean, at this stage, what's your initiation look like if you're HellRaisers? What are you waiting for?
Genuinely, you gotta just stop the. I mean,
that's what I mean. I
don't think you can kill the Wraith King in time. I mean, ideally, you try to kill the Earth Spirit with a more. I think Earth Spirit is still something.
Okay. Okay.
Because you only have to kill him one, not because I don't. Like, I think.
Well, it's got a disc, so. Okay, so we got restart the plan. Restart the plan. Okay.
I mean, you can just enchant Totem and break that Aeon disc, right? So I don't think it's still impossible to kill the Earth Spirit. But ideally, your target should be Earth Spirit, and if you could type, I think. And I would suggest that you stop chasing after Lorinov. Like, Lorinov is doing a lot in these team fights. It's very annoying, and chasing him out is important. But it's very different if the guy chasing him out is a Timbersaw, which is fine, or the guy chasing him out is...
yeah, and look at Gambit, just waiting in the pit. Zani's like, remember me, punk? And gets right back to work.
Well, you know, Hollywood, they love sequels, so...
Oh, yeah.
This is Wraith King versus Roshan Part 2.
Number 2. Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Oh, look, they got Danny DeVito this time.
Danny DeVito as a Wraith King. Alright, can anyone even use...
Danny DeVito's Rochelle would be
okay, now we have Will-O-Wisp. That's actually really, really nice. I mean... Okay. By the way, Stygian Desolator, he's currently have the Daedalus queued up. It just seems like... I hate to say it, but it seems like there is no plan. Like, I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have it. Alright, okay, this time they can't kill the Nyx. Seems like it's possible.
Second one for Nyx.
Second Ravage. They finally killed him.
All for you, buddy.
Yes, 5 back to They really hate Nyx.
They really hate him. They do, with a passion. Long stuns here. Zani's going to be pinned to the tier 3 tower. Lorinov jumping on in. There's going to be a little bit of the control. The Hex as well. The stun keeping the Wraith King away, though. Lorinov with the BKB on the first life. Another Abyssal Blade as the Death Ward will tickle him. Oh, not that. They're going to kill him. He's going to die. He's 100% dead. Yep, okay, there's the first life. Access Vampire looking at the jump spear.
They have the spear. Yes, they did! Now Lorinov's in trouble, but the second Aeon Disc will save him here, and they're capable of getting away. Dagon breaks the Aeon Disc, Access Vampire. He could be in trouble as well. There's no more Aeon for him. He eats the cheese, but it's not enough healing, actually. He has too much HP. They hex him. Lorinov's like them in hand. They go for the more like Ravage. The Echo Slap breaks everyone in half, and now Blizzy is struggling. He wants to get away. Then Ravage finally comes out. Then the damage to the Morphling. They're trying their best. The Morphling jumps out. He's out of this engagement. We're actually going to do this. Blizzy finally died. They took down the tide. Earthspirit still somehow alive. Going for the Morphling alone. Wraith King against his mortal enemy. Nyx shall die. Nyx will die. Wraith King trying his best. Anxiety will do it.
They did it. They got a dieback. 3 Ravages, 4 lives later. A buyback as well out from not only Blizzy. It took the 3rd of Ravage to get the job done there. Echo Slam barely did any damage to these heroes, Avo. Can't even say your name anymore.
Oh, my.
And you know what? It's still not even safe to go high ground because we didn't get the buyback up from the Morphling. We've got another Echo Slam because Arcane blinked, by the way.
Zani no longer has a purpose. Nyx is dead.
They're just, look at this. They just keep Zani stunned forever. Lorinov is doing a good job getting all the control as our ears are 40%. Zani's going to be killed off of that Maledict, though. There's no chance he lives. The first life now gone. As Rezo gets out for the arena, they have they messed it up. And Rezo, he's not able to finally get this one done. The insta-hex now on the Morphling. Can they kill him in time? Double hex, double trials now. The counter initiation. That's the Echo Slam is a big one. On to 4, but we have Ravage number 4 of the fight. Morphling still alive. The big crit out from our Wraith King. He's got him down for the count, but he's got the buyback now. Morphling back in as the second life. They want to burst him down, and they will get him. He needs to TP home. He wants to try and save these Divine Rapiers, and he will be able to get the play done. Drops both of them in the fountain. He'll pick those right up away. And you know what, that Avo, all of that for the top lane of Barracks.
Bottom, but no,
no,
how did top fall? 3? It must have been.
Who knows? Yeah, between one of the 4 Ravages, I'm sure.
That's incredible. What I don't understand, though, is how all the resources that Gambit had that fight were all loaded into one man, and his name is Nick.
No, honestly, I think that's the right call because he's still dead.
No, I agree.
He popped back. I think
the second kill was the right call. The first
kill
with 2 Ravages.
Let's just take a look at this death summary here because
I mean, I'm not even criticizing that anymore for this. It's almost commendable the amount of hatred you have. I feel like I'm watching an anime right now.
Bloodthorn, the break. I mean, it's just a ridiculous amount of. They just locked him down. I think actually, and this is crazy. I mean, I genuinely say I think because I've never seen a game go this late. I think this late, 76 minutes in this current after neutrals, no. After neutral items have dropped, definitely not. At least casted personally. I think our Timber, he's got to just kind of be the frontliner now. He's still kind of playing this like it's pre-60 minutes, and it's not. I mean, it's crazy that I'm saying that, but he's still like constantly diving after these backliners, and I don't think that's his role anymore.
What for
Nyx?
Yeah, I can see your like he's no longer the super immortal tank, and I agree.
Yeah.
And they're choosing to punish that a lot. And mind you, any kill they get now in the next like say 5 minutes, I think it is 4 minutes, it's gonna punish him heavily because he has no buyback. Also, not enough farm for it. He went for an Aeon disc.
Morph doesn't have buyback either, and a big Discord starts to break after you're on a call for 76 minutes apparently.
No, that's true actually.
It is true. Okay,
and the game will start to break, and like he has a third.
Who's rape? That must be his. Yeah, he's got refresher, but how do you like? This is genuinely getting to the point where. Like, Death is literally going to be the Wraith King's bitch, because he can refresh his ulti, right? With the refresher. I don't know. I don't know how you kill this guy anymore. Like, genuinely speaking, I don't know if he's killable. The Wraith King.
To take away his rapers because of the stupid TP.
Yeah.
The fact that you finally got him after so much, and it was still a bit of a blunder by Gambit. I don't know. I feel like the last few team fights were really well coordinated. Real objective you want. I understand Kuman is no longer giving you that, not putting himself in a dangerous position.
Because he doesn't need to anymore.
But you just gotta bide your time. There's so many ways you can initiate on Nyx without like guaranteeing the kill, where Wraith King can just be in guard, and you can just go in with Rav. Especially because Wraith King has the big... The issue is, nobody in this whole game, right? So you have no dispels for the stuns.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. Well, we say that. Nope, still no Axe for the Earth Spirit.
No. Once he gets it, maybe.
That would be the only consideration I would say. 1 minute? Yeah, I think people are probably using the press. We don't get that luxury, fortunately.
No, we don't. The admin screen.
All right, that was a short minute. As
Mars is gone. Yeah, at this point, Morphling might have to consider Rapier. The thing is, Morphling is just...
No, he's really not, especially with the E-Blade builds. I mean, at this point, he's basically into stats as well, isn't he? No, not really, because with the Octarine, a little bit of lag. Goodness.
Oh, at this game.
Probably means can we bathroom, and everyone goes, yes!
So Uje minute 8. Already at minute 8.
Yeah.
Yes, already at minute 8.
Probably means like you gotta take it. It probably means something a little bit more casual than "Excuse me, gentlemen, would you like to use the restroom?"
Like in
some
Peru,
variation.
whenever we say that, we say, "Or do you need to evolve into a saint?" That's what people say, and I'm like, that is the most. If you guys watch Dragon Ball, you will understand why. If you.
Alrighty. I mean, Gambit now with a 35k net worth difference. At this stage, really, net worth, it's kind of impactful, but it really just comes down to, are the supports 6-slotted? And that answer is quite simply...
Oh, laggy. Oh, are you guys lagging? Oh, I missed the P for the L. Sorry, guys.
So they're not talking about the bathroom.
I think, right? Can you just open chat again?
Anyway, as I was saying...
are you guys? It's like, are you guys all like a bit laggy? And then they go, yeah, since minute. Okay, so there's been a bit of like server issue. By the way, the game around minute 80 or so, there are certain heroes start breaking the game. These heroes include Darkseer, include Void Spirit, include. So if all of a sudden you see someone that's like, defecating flames all over the map, that's normal. That's what Dota.
Or it's Nyx buying the shard.
or it's Nick's fault. Then you don't definitely get oh my goodness.
That score, the unkillable beast. Can they actually get the job done here? Double Fissure now committing to the second Abyssal Blade. They want Van score dead, and down he goes. There's a conversation though. As the Ravage number 1 comes through, that's gonna not get him a single kill. Actually gets them one, and the Ravage again as they find the Morphling.
He's dead.
He's dead. That's dieback. That's GG. Zani, he is unkillable here.
Somebody has one last task. He has one last task. He has to murder Nyx. Nyx needs to die, and they did it. Gambit now should secure the game. There's the GG. They actually brought this back.
Yeah, I mean, I said if they could survive past minute 32, I thought they had a serious chance of taking it. I didn't think it would take an extra 45 minutes on top of that, I'm going to be completely honest with you. But hey, that is after minute 32, so I'll take it.
Oh my goodness. Gambit, what?
I can't even.